so welcome back to T-Boys TV. I'm here with Tyler.
We're sitting down because it's peak, yeah. It's been stressful. We've got a dub, but it's still peak. But, yeah, obviously we're doing player ratings.
Alright, so we're here to do the players' ratings, and obviously we're going to start with the goalkeeper, Jordan Pickford.
Now, for me, he was actually good. You know, his distribution was actually good tonight. He done a good save in the first half. I don't think it was as good as the one against Scotland, but I still think it was a decent save, and it was one of them he had to make. So for me, he gets an 8.
I think he was better from today's game than Scotland's game. But yeah, I'd say about an 8 as well.
Jeez, you reckon?
Yeah, I think he got better.
Okay, I mean, sure.
He's slowly getting better, I think.
You think? Okay.
Anyway, let's go on to defenders. What about Kyle Walker?
Kyle Walker. Now, for me, attacking-wise, he was good. Defensively, I don't know.
Obviously, with him trying to get that own goal.
Doing up own goal business. But nah, for me, he gets 6.
Alright, what about Luke Shaw?
Luke Shaw, now for me, he's proved why he is one of the best fullbacks and left backs in Europe. I thought tonight he was good as well, trying to go forward. So for me, he gets an 8.
Alright. What about Declan Rice?
Declan Rice, not really seemed to be shining like he has been in that midfield. So for me, he gets, I don't know, probably a 6.
Yeah, because I haven't really seen him shine either. So yeah,
I mean, like in the Croatia game, he was actually in a good battle. Like with Modric, I would say Rice was come out on top. But in this, I didn't really see too much.
He was slow and all that.
Yeah, and I didn't really hear much about him. But yeah.
Alright, what about John Stones?
John Stones, yeah, again, didn't really hear much about him. Like, he had a chance, I think, in the first half, hit the side netting or something, a header. But other than that, defensively, didn't really hear about him. So for me, he gets, I don't know, 5.
Yeah, I'd say about a 4. What about Harry Maguire?
Maguire, now, obviously, people were a bit questionable with him actually in the team, including myself. Like the way he's dropped Mings after Mings' performances. But I thought Maguire was alright, so I'll just give him a 6.
Alright, what about Jack Grealish?
Jack Grealish, now for me, he was my man of the match, like I said. The way he was going forward, trying to cause a threat and all of that.
He's getting the assist.
Yep, exactly. So for me, he gets a 9.
Alright, yeah, same. I'd give him about a 9 as well. Obviously, he got the assist and he was playing quite well. He had a good performance tonight. So yeah, what about Raheem Sterling?
Raheem Shillings, as certain people say.
Or the T-Rex.
Yeah, all that. Obviously getting the goal, but other than that, it reminded me of the Scotland game in certain aspects. If you ask me, with the attack we have, it's quite embarrassing that he's the only player that scored in the Euros for us yet. So fair play for getting the goal, but for me you get an 8 because you scored.
What about Harry Class A Kane?
This was one of his better games than the other 2 previous games. Obviously I said in the match reaction his link-up play with Saka was surprising and it was good. There was a few times he misplaced the pass or I don't know, it was a weird thing, but you know, there were certain times where he should have got onto the ball, but he didn't. I know he hasn't got a lot of pace, but some of them weren't even coming at you with that much pace.
Yeah.
But for me, he gets a 6.
What about Calvin Phillips?
Calvin Phillips, he done some good passes diagonally and out on the wings and all of that. Other than that, he was alright in the midfield, I guess. So I'll give him a 7.
What about Saka?
Saka, now I thought he was the second best player other than Grealish. Obviously nearly getting the goal. Obviously I said that I thought he would score first and nearly did. So for me, he had a really good game, proving why he is up there in the youngster ranks and all of that. So for me, he gets a 8.
Alright, now going on to the subs, what about Jordan Henderson coming on for Declan Rice?
Now, Henderson was very unlucky not to get the goal. He was offside, I'll be real. But yeah, man, doing what he does when he's in the Liverpool shirt as well, on the defence, helping out the defence in their positions. trying to boss up the midfield. So for me, he gets a 7.
Right, what about Jude Bellingham on for Jack Grealish?
Now, I was a bit annoyed that Grealish come off. I wanted to see a lot more of him, considering the minutes he's got as well in these group stage games. Bellingham on. Bellingham, didn't really see too much of him, so I'll just give him a 5.
What about Marcus Rashford on for Raheem Sterling?
Now, Rashford done a very nice panel that's going to be all over TikTok, England's Instagram and all of that, and a great run he made after that. But other than that, I didn't really see him, so because of that nice panel and that, I'll give him a 7.
Well, there was one sub that I didn't see or hear of. Tyrone Mings on for John Stones.
Yeah, I remember that sub happening, but I can't actually remember how long it was in the game. Obviously not that long, because Mings, I didn't even see him for that long, you know what I mean? So for me, I can only really rate him a 5.
What about Jadon Sancho on for Saka?
Obviously, I'm happy to see Sancho come on, but for 7 minutes.
Yeah,
Are you
7
mad?
minutes.
Are you generally mad? Like, how long this guy's had in the Euros is unacceptable. 7 minutes, you know.
Yeah.
Jadon Sancho, bossing it out in the German league, which I think is now better than the Spanish league. I think it's the second best league in Europe.
Do you think it's better than the Prem?
No way. The Prem's the best one. Like, top leagues. I think the Championship is the most competitive. Like, the actual top leagues, I think Premier League's the best league. But the way he's been bossing it out in the Champions League, when obviously before they got knocked out, unfortunately. But yeah, I thought he was well. But in the game, obviously 7 minutes, you can't really comment too much. So for me, he gets a 5, unfortunately.
Alright, do you think we'll see him more in the round of 16?
Probably not with the Southgate guy. Let's be real. Like, he don't like him, clearly. He has his favourites. Calvin Phillips getting in continuously. Pickford getting in continuously.
Harry Clase, Kane.
Kane's good though. Obviously not at the moment, but you know he's a class player. But for me, Sam Johnson's the number 1. He's a brilliant shot stopper. Yes, Pickford's been decent the last 2 games, but it's every now and then. Like, there's still stuff to his game you look at and you think, what? Like, even in the game, there was a point where you learn something as a kid, but clearly this guy didn't learn as a kid. When you come out, yeah, you don't retaliate to then go back. You know what I mean? You literally come out, and that's what you have to do. Even I learned that, and I'm not even a goalkeeper.
You've got to come out and collect the ball.
Yeah, you have to go for it. You can't, I'm going to stop halfway.
And then run back.
Yeah, like, it's like a marathon. You know what I mean? You have to continue until the end.
You can't stop.
Exactly. So, for me, he's not the number 1, but obviously in Southgate's eyes he is, and I don't get Southgate. He has no tactics. If someone knows, tell me what they are, but I don't see any tactics. He's a weird manager, because when we're attacking like we was in the first half, that's what people want to see. But yeah, man, it was one of them things. But yeah, man, whoever we get in the next round, obviously we'll find out tomorrow, I think. Obviously what happens in their games. But France, I'm not shook at them.
No, I'm not either, to be honest, with their defence. I'm not.
Like, people might go, really? But their players they have, obviously, are good, and they can beat us on any given day. But the way they played in their first 2 games, it hasn't made me nervous if we do play them, because obviously we top the group, and it looks like we will play them probably.
Especially with their performance against Hungary.
Yeah, like, yes, I know Hungary had the fans behind them and that, but they just wasn't convincing. Mbappe had a good header that should have at least got on target. He didn't. But yeah, man, like, even their game against Germany, if Germany could take their chances like they did against Portugal, different game.
Yeah, a lot different.
So, you know, they don't scare me, but a team like Germany would scare me. I'm not gonna lie.
Alright, well, this has been a player's rating. This has been T-Boys TV. There's Tyler. Yep,
I also like to appreciate the cameraman behind me, which is Mikey, and obviously Blake, obviously Adam, and Demi for all coming on my stream, even though Demi was doing up shyness. But yeah, man, appreciate it. Even appreciate everyone that came on, interacted, liked, big up your damn selves. And yeah, I will see you guys in a bit, and I'm sure Blake will.
We'll be
So,
back
yeah.
again.
Yeah, take care and peace!